Okay, I'm hiking down this old road here. It's to the left of this purple bush. That's where I'm headed. And a few years ago, there was a major wildfire up here, and you can see some of the damage there, like that burnt tree. And then looking across this ravine, more burnt trees. But a lot of the green is starting to grow back after a couple of years, and that's as it should. So that's how it goes up here in the mountains. Okay, still headed that way, and I noticed right here in front of me, you can see here in the old road remnants of a pipe that's partially buried, and that is a major clue as to where I'm going. I'm headed down to an old pump house that I think is still standing, and here is part of the pipe that probably ran up this road and serviced the communities and whatever needed the water. So that's a good sign. So the pump house is further down the road that way, around there to the right. And so let's keep going. Okay, so this spring is right here. You can tell by all this vegetation that's growing. There's even some cattails right there, and some big ferns. And right straight down there, you can see the pump house. I got to get down there somehow. It's pretty thick vegetation, but I might head this way and then wrap around there to the right. Let's go check it out. Yeah, that concrete barrier there, that's the actual spring. That's where the cattails are growing out of. So the water must have been contained inside that tank right there, that concrete tank. And then, of course, it's seeping out, and that's what's causing all this vegetation to grow here. And right down there are some wild grapevines. Still making my way down towards the pump house, but you can hear the water from the spring running over there underneath all those plants. Hope you can hear that. And then, okay, doing some bushwhacking through here, and right here to my right, you can see more of that pipe. Now that's coming down from the spring, which is further up behind me, and then it's headed down towards the pump house. You can see it there, gray pipe. So let's keep going this way, and we should be at the pump house in a few minutes. Okay, there's my first view of the pump house, almost there. Okay, there's something right there, concrete related to the spring and pump house, kind of off there in the weeds. And then I'm standing on, not sure what this was. It's got some covered portals there. They're locked. This might have been a holding tank, maybe, where they stored the water. And over here, some more pipes coming out and some wiring. That's interesting. And that goes into the pump house, which is right there. I thought this pump house would have been destroyed in the fire that was up here about 4 or 5 years ago, but apparently being made of metal, it survived pretty much unscathed. So here's the concrete top of the storage tanks, and there's a gap here, and you can look in there. Okay, this is just a big round metal well. You can see some pipes that probably come from the spring. And somebody has thrown some fast food containers down there. They're in the back. And right behind those styrofoam containers, it looks like there's a drop off into a much deeper well, a circular shaped well back there. You can sort of see them zooming in there. So maybe when this tank overflowed, it flowed down into that other well that's further back there. But anyway, this water looks pretty deep. Let me toss a rock in here. See how deep it is. That doesn't sound too deep. Probably a couple feet. Anyway, that's the well. Let's go check out the pump house right behind me. So here are the doors to the pump house. They are locked with a padlock right there. I'll tell you what, these doors haven't been open in years. You can see how the dirt down there is built up against the doors. No one's gone in here in a long time. Matter of fact, that lock looks like a really old style kind of, lock. It's a Walsco. Never heard of that brand, so I have to research that. Maybe that's from the 1950s or something. Never heard of Walsco combination locks, but that's been on there for a long time. And so here's a peek inside the pump house through this broken window. And there's the actual pump. And some kind of motor or generator there. And some electrical control panels on the far wall. And some equipment right back in there. Looks like some circuit breakers back there. Not sure what that is sticking out there, right there. It's got a crank on top, and then to the left of that are the circuits. What looks like circuit breakers, circuit box. Okay, here's the other side of the pump house, and looking in through these windows, another view of the pump from the other side. And that's it right there. Pretty massive. And then over here is a shot of the other side of the motor. And it looks like down there are two gauges of some sort. Those look really old. And that's looking across the equipment and panning back around to the actual mechanism itself right there.